Hey everyone, it's Rob the Backyard Gardener, and it's time for a Kiwi update. May 3rd, which is a couple days ago, they turned 2 years old. So I think the last update I gave you, they had just started to break their buds from the winter season. So let's see how they're doing now. Before I show everyone Kiwi vines, I do want to remind everyone that I'm actually just growing these for fun. And if I happen to get flowers, then great. But it's going to take a minimum 4 to 7 years for these Kiwi vines to even have flowers. And then we also have to hope that I have male and females. So it's very possible that I could be growing all these 10 Kiwi plants and not one is a male plant. And if that's the case, even if I flower, I won't get any fruit. But I'm not worried about that today. In the first couple of years of Kiwi vines, all you really want to do is train them vertically and then get them slowly trained laterally. Now, I've made a few mistakes. I've allowed some of them to wrap around things. And again, that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to just grow one vertical leader up. And we'll talk about that a little bit in the video, but I'm not worried about that right now. I'm trying to establish deep roots and figure out which of the leaders is going to be the front runner. And you can always heavily prune kiwis in the winter or in the off season, which is what we'll be doing. For the video today, I'm just going to show you how they're growing, what they're doing, talk a little bit about how I'm training them, and then some of them not even training at all. I'm really just letting them go wild. All right, enough of the rambling. Let's take a look at these kiwi vines that I've started from seed that are now 2 years old. We'll kick the video off this time with the one that's in between my Thompson seedless grapevine. So you can see down here, this is the one that I'm really trying my best to grow into the proper kind of canopy, which is to keep heavily pruning it down every year and have it kind of be like a straight up trunk. And then, like you would do with a grapevine, you would let it run laterally so that you can harvest or hope to get flowers and then harvest some fruits. So it's starting to fill up. We've got several, matter of fact, we got a new vine coming up here amidst the older last year's vine. But I wanted to give you a look down here. We have last year's trunk here and this year's trunk here. And I likely, that's where it's breaking off at. I likely will chop this at the end of the year. But for now, we're gonna let these several trunks grow up here all the way up just to keep getting it a fatter trunk. And I'll eventually decide which of the vertical vines is gonna be my leader. Every year I'll kind of do that as this guy fills out. Anyway, that's the first one here. And then you'll recall on this side of the yard, we've got the same kind of action going on here. We've got several kiwis, plants growing in here, doing the same thing. We've got a trunk down here with several leaders. You can even see a new shoot coming in right there. I love the way the kiwis foliage looks. It's like furry. It's beautiful. Look at this. Sorry for the dirty hands. I was doing some gardening. Here's another good end. Look at how crazy that is. Beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But this is where the other ones are coming in at over here. Let me go ahead and zoom back out. And again, we're doing the same thing. We're trying to train the branches up laterally. You can see it's kind of a cluster there. But the concept here, guys, is I'm gonna keep using these first 4 to 7 years as just trying to fatten up the trunk and to establish the best leader possible. You can see this branch, I went ahead and chopped it here. Didn't need to get any further. We've got another one shooting up here. These guys are growing like crazy. Ideally, and I wish I had some pictures to show you guys, but I don't have them for this video, maybe a future episode. Ideally, like I said, you want to keep trying to grow them up into like a tree trunk. And then when they get to the desired height, 5 to 7 feet, then you want to have them spread out laterally. Now, some of these I'm going to use as ornamentals. Like this one right here, I do want it to go across and back down on this side. And I do want that because I want to kind of create a kind of a cool entrance, or I guess this way, an escape in here with kiwi vines and flowers eventually. But these things are a bear to manage. You can see they just want to wrap around everything. I'll probably do a nice topping on some of these here in the next couple of months when they get out of control, and then we'll let them get one more growth spurt before the winter freeze again. Now that you've seen these, let me show you. I have another one here in the greenhouse. Same thing. This guy's really coming in. Beautiful foliage. This is last year's dying trunk, but I'm using them as just support while the new one grows in. Let's go take a look at the other side of the yard. All right, and here we have on this side of the yard my other kiwis. So we got the two down here that are in this box. You can see another beautiful little branch coming in right there. They're so good looking. I love the way they look. Got another one here coming in. But more importantly, guys, I'm just letting these guys do their thing. This branch was already wrapped around my magnolia. Probably have to chop that one down. But take a look at this. They're absolutely growing out of control. I love it. And you recall that I do want to have these as well grow all the way across this side as well. So it's kind of a tangled mess. I am still deciding how I want to trim these up. I really don't want to do a lot of trimming right now because A, they look beautiful, and B, allowing them to kind of go crazy helps develop a stronger root system and fatter trunks. Now, eventually I'll have to decide what to do with these guys because it's already grown pretty strong into this wire. But that's what I wanted. I wanted to kind of get it up away from the tree and spread out. It'll be a couple more years before these guys even consider flowering, guys. So that's not the mission today. The mission today is just to give you an update after 2 years, see how well they're spread out, see how well they're growing, and allow them to kind of go a little bit crazy and fatten up their trunks and be even larger vines come the next year. Well, there you have it, everyone. That is my kiwi trees grown from seed update, 2 years old. At the end of the day, I hope you're enjoying the series. Not a lot to update you today. I just wanted to give you some a look at them on how they're doing after they've done more than just break their buds from the last video. The next video in about a month is when I'll start doing some pruning and probably some feeding, and we'll get more into that at the next video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.